Uh, I will also hear names, and I keep getting this for me a two syllable though. I keep getting C or K, like Kevin or Kenneth or Ken. C or K. Do you connect with that?
Yeah.
Or Calvin? I keep getting this two syllable C or K. Does that connect in any way that you can think of at the moment? Are you, are you still with me, Stephanie? Did I lose you? I might have lost her. Okay. I know that technology can do this kind of stuff, dang it. Um, and make sure that if you can hear me, Stephanie, or if I, yep, okay. Are you there, Stephanie?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, sorry about that. I might have lost you temporarily. Okay. I didn't quite hear you, but did that name ring a bell at all to you?
Ken, Caesar.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Are you talking about the Kenneth? Because no, nothing with a K or C.
Or the C? Okay. Okay,
Mm.
that's okay. I just want to make sure that if I'm getting a name that we validate who that is. Okay. Uh, okay. The he he's also showing me if this is your husband that we're starting to channel, but he is showing me that that boy his passing for me comes across the way he's shown me very fast, very unexpected. Is that correct with him?
Yes.
Okay. I also he is also okay. Uh, I just he keeps apologizing. I just feel him. Uh, I hear that I'm sorry, but then after that, he shows me of leaving. There's so much left behind and on your plate. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Okay. Um, um, he refers to his, I know you said he has a 7-year-old where we were getting this his 7-year-old son, but he keeps saying that my boy. He keeps saying my boy, not my son, but my boy.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he says, tell my boy, uh, good job, congratulations. He just accomplished something. He just did something recently. So proud of him for that.
And he does
Um,
amazing stuff all the time.
what's that, hun?
I said he does amazing stuff all the time.
I love it. I love it. And this can be his way of letting him know that how proud he is of him, how proud he is of the accomplishments. I feel more than anything, I guess if I could maybe narrow it down to be more specific, um, I feel this is more even maybe sports related because I keep feeling there's something to do with sports. Does he play a sport?
No.
Okay. This for me is more a physical accomplishment is the best way I can put that. So that he has recently accomplished. or will be very soon. So keep that in mind. Um, um, did you ask earlier today? Did you ask for him to come through, or you were trying to manifest for him to come through?
Not today, but yesterday, yeah.
Yesterday? Okay,
Mm.
perfect. Okay. Okay. He's shown me about the showing me my sign of the request, or asking for this moment, if you will, or being able to connect with him. Um, uh, um, I will often hear names, but I just heard very specifically, uh, like Richard, Robert, a two-syllable R name, but Robert, Richard, entering in that kind of DT. I keep hearing.
He
Um,
had an Uncle Richard that passed a few years ago.
okay, okay, perfect. So know that he's just validating that they're together. This is what they'll do. They'll bring through names and validate they're together. Um, I do feel that he I have to tell you, his energy as I feel him, he's a bit it's interesting. He's a bit quiet, but I don't feel he necessarily was that way when he was here in the physical world. Uh, but he's just a little hesitant to come forward, and I feel that only because usually when I feel this way, it's because of a couple reasons. It could be just a religious matter. Sometimes it's that they're not too sure about me, trying to kind of test me and to see how much they can trust. And then the third usually is how they passed. If they're passing, it was in a sense, if they took their life or they could have prevented, then they're a little hesitant. And I feel that way with him. He's very hesitant at the moment. Um, but I feel overall, and really, I know these readings are short, and just maybe just tapping in a little bit to, some messages. But no, I feel ultimately his message that I'm getting from him today, number one, is to let his boy know how proud he is of him. But also, he's also wanting you to know this sense of apologizing, for so much being left on your plate. Um, and also, I feel he never got that chance um, to really show you his real true love and affection. I feel he maybe struggled a little bit with knowing how to do that, and so really just wanting to express that love to you as well. Um, and and really he's very much showing me the very protective energy that he has, not just over you, but you, his son. And then I see one more. I see one more he's protecting very much, very strongly. So, so keep that in mind as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Stephanie, you're welcome. Sending you lots of good love and light, my friend. Thanks for calling. All right. Hey, we'll grab my next caller, and I show this is Timothy from Oregon. Hi, Timothy.
Hi.
How are you?
Well, a little upset.
Okay. Is there anything I can help you with?
Yeah, a reading of someone's energy would be great.
Okay.
Clarification would be nice.
Okay. All right. You got it. Okay. Let me see what I can help you with for sure. It's always hard to have someone, guess, who we care for in our lives or have connection with, um, give us that energetic feeling of disappointment or anger or whatever it may be. So I can personally relate myself. Um, so let me see. I'm shuffling my cards, by the way, while we're
Okay.
talking for a moment here. So
Yeah, it's a complicated situation.
gotcha. Okay. I heard it's funny you said that the first thing I got in my mind, I do readings all the time, and I do them privately in
Good.
my studio and over Zoom. And
All
I
right.
had a younger gal tell me that she was in a relationship, but it was called a situationship, and I'd never heard that before. So
Yeah.
a
Both have feelings
situationship.
for each other with a minute, but not in a actual relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard that term used. So, okay,
They're like
well,
friends with benefits, basically.
yes,
I'm
exactly.
not even
Yes.
in that.
Well, I feel like in a respectful way, I feel like this is our younger generations that use that word because I had never heard of
Yeah.
that. So it definitely came across. I laughed, but I guess it's a thing. But okay, all right, my friend. So one thing that I have to tell you that I have been really I truly believe everything happens for a reason. I know it's very
All
cliche.
right.
I know, yeah, good, good. And the good, the bad, the indifferent, and
Yeah.
yes, exactly. And at the beginning of my show, I pull a card. It's an affirmation. And the affirmation for this week says really basically the more that you trust in, life or, yourself, the better things turn out. And the one thing that I have been drawn to you ever since, and this is how my intuition starts to kick in, is as I hear your voice and I listen to my spirit guides, and my intuition is you have an amazing intuition. I can feel that you have a beautiful ability to trust, or I should say, you have a beautiful ability with your intuition. The the one thing I feel that I see that can help you is trusting it even more, than you do now. Um, and pulling this affirmation card showing me that the more you trust in life, the better things turn out is no coincidence. And I don't believe in coincidences. So um, the one the one vision I kept getting also really is well, I'll tell you, my friend, I feel that there has been uh, not just this one incident that I'm seeing that may have kind of been the straw that broke the camel's back per se, but there's been many. Is that correct?
Past relationships. Yeah, my love life has not been so great. There's no.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
That's probably what it
Um,
is. It's a lot of being used and abused and hurt.
right. And a lot of that, and and I feel that a lot of times when uh, we expose ourselves, I guess, if you will, to the same thing happening to us over and over it really is because our beautiful intuition tells us one thing, but we really listen to our heart, right? Or,
Yep.
not necessarily our mind. So, and I do feel that way with you that this is a lot of reacting on the feelings of, from the heart chakra, not so much the feelings or intuition coming from, your crown chakra or whatever may be. So, so first and foremost, trust your beautiful intuition, my friend, because that's going to be huge. Um, I I'll kind of pull cards a little bit. I use cards as more as a guide, but I really feel as I'm sitting here and I pulled a couple. The one card that I just flipped over in tarot, the Tower card. The Tower card is probably one of the most uh, maybe one of the cards that we don't want to see pulled as a reader, but for me, it's just validation of what you've gone through because it does represent deceit, um, uh, toxic, maybe energy, um, uh, what else? Lies, deceit, turmoil. It's those kind of emotions that come. And I also get numbers. Um, how do you connect with when it comes to you and this other individual? I keep seeing the number 5, month of May, 5th of the month. Maybe just validating.
Oh, what do you got for numbers?
The number 5.
Okay, my birthday's on the 5th.
Perfect. This is what I do,
So
my
if you're
friend.
looking at 4, 5, 75, I'm an Aries with Aquarius moon.
Okay, perfect. Okay. I don't know you from Adam, and I just saw the 5 and your birthday's on the 5th. So it just validates that we have a good connection and that good psychic flow. So that's a good sign. And in Aries, Aries are they're very strong-minded, right? They have that's a fire sign. So you're going to mesh better with an air sign. Yeah, mostly an air sign is going to be your best. I feel in the 27 years I've been doing this. So I feel relationship wise, watch for those that are your air signs.
Gemini.
But yes, your Geminis, yes. And the one thing I would say guidance wise that I'm seeing when it comes to what you asked me in the beginning with the energy coming from somebody, first and foremost, going back to trusting your gut feeling. Aries tend to put a lot of their heart and soul into things right up front, right away. And sometimes that can intimidate others, So just maybe reining things in, but being very protective of yourself. My beautiful producer's telling me I got about 30 seconds. So on my show, protect your energy, protect your beautiful intuition, trust in that. But if you ever have any questions, Timothy, I am happy to even help you on the side. I'm happy to answer more questions. You can email me. It's at tarotwithsteph, STEFF, @gmail.com. And I'm happy to help even some more with what I'm seeing, if that works. Okay?
Ow. Hit my hip. Okay, what's your email?
tarotwithsteph, STEFF, @gmail.com.
What?
Tarot? Thank you. Perfect. tarotwithsteph at gmail.com. All right, perfect. All right, thanks you guys. Have a beautiful night. Happy 2/22. I'll see you all next week. See you later. Bye-bye, guys.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny with Eleanor Gray. Live from GraceDestiny.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, good evening, everybody. And here in London, it's Eleanor Gray's 7 o'clock here in the evening. I know that in New York City we have 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's 11 in LA. So welcome, all of you to my Psychic Destiny show. Now, you will see here that I have my amethyst crystal ball. Now, amethyst is the gemstone for February, and of course we've just arrived, haven't we, more or less in February, and this is we're still in Aquarius at the moment, soon to be launching into Pisces. But this is the amethyst crystal ball, which I've got here to show you, which I use in my readings, but also to let you know that this is, well, it was in fact supposed to be more precious than diamonds in the Roman times. It was belonging to the god of the sea. So the amethyst crystal ball is what I'm using in my readings this week, and as we're approaching Valentine's week, which of course is next week. So I'd like all of you to really focus onto your love life and to see where your life is leading you. Are you happy with your partner? Are you happy with your choices? Are you looking for somebody new, expecting for somebody to come back? Well, this is the time to gather up some of those little pebble amethyst crystals if you can, and keep them in your pocket, because who knows, you might be in for a surprise or two during this next fortnight. So Cupid's arrows are always out there, aren't they? You know, maybe one of them is coming towards you, which is great, isn't it? So we will see exactly what is going to happen with the amethyst crystal ball. So we'll have a look at that in a little while, as we're gathering our callers to us here on the show. And I'd like to thank all of you for all of your lovely comments as well from last week, and the feedback that we get here on A1R Psychic Radio, where we are broadcasting across the world. So it's really fabulous for you to join us and to send in your requests as well for readings. Now we've got Kelly here, New York. Hello, Kelly. Hi, you're on the line now. Hello, hi. On the line to Eleanor Grace. How are you, Kelly?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
Oh, yeah, brilliant. Having a great time here. We're a bit cold. I've still got fur sort of all around. It's faux fur, it's not real. Just to keep us all warm. So let's have a look at you, Kelly, taking a card or two for you. I feel as though there's going to be some delays around your decisions. These are naturally caused just because you're waiting for something to happen. Well, I'm showing you this card here. This is the Ace of Wands. It's all about you stepping into your power. Now, when you get an ace in the tarot deck, it really is all about something happening that was always meant to be in your path. You won't miss it. It's part of that destined opportunity. But my goodness me, you have been patient here, Kelly. Now, with this being in the suit of wands, this is also about work and successful opportunities. And with you, I feel that you have made your luck happen. So you've worked hard. I see that. I can see that here all around you, where, you know, you've really sort of pushed the boat out sometimes. And tried to be as precise as possible with everything that you have endeavoured to take on. So I think you've worked hard, you've studied hard, you've trained yourself, and you've been vigilant with yourself to achieve. And this is a high achievement that you're receiving now. So the universe is coming in and giving you a great big pat on the back and saying, well done, well done. This is great, great news, Kelly. And you're about to experience some of those pleasures from everything that you have been working towards. So now it's your time. You're coming into your own, you're really enjoying quite a lot of celebration as well. Friends are coming close to you, and colleagues celebrating with you as well. Now, the strength card which you have drawn has meant that you've had to be very patient. That's something that's really very hard to do. Patience is an acquired taste. Nobody really wants to have to wait and wait and wait. But I do see a pathway now for you with an open gate here, swinging open. So it really means for you that you've just got to see that opportunity, grab it, take it, and move with it very quickly. So speed is of the essence. Now, you will be putting some burdens down. So there are people here, Kelly, that you're going to be leaving behind. And you must just close your eyes and think, I've got to do this. I've got to leave these people. I think there are more than one. They're negative energies that are around you. They've been holding you back and really not treating you as well as they could have done, or even as well as they should have done. So that's left you feeling a bit empty here, as though the insides have been all squashed up. You've still got your external shell and you're still presenting yourself really well to the world. But inside, I feel there is that lack of courage, that lack of inner strength, which has, made you feel a bit vulnerable and sort of feeling as though you're a bit jelly-like inside. Now, there's somebody who is making you feel so very much better. This is a man who I see walking towards you here, making things happen and giving you a boost. Are you in a relationship now, Kelly?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that something that is just about there? Can I ask you that? Because I feel as though there is a sort of a reticence about this relationship, that it's perhaps not turning out to be quite what you expected. Is that true? Is that how you're feeling?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's somebody else that is approaching you, somebody walking towards you. So what you're doing at the moment is presenting the world with this outer shell, isn't it? You're really sort of saying to everybody, look, here I am and I'm fine. I'm wonderful. I'm amazing. I'm fine. Yet inside, it's all muddled up and mushed up. So feeling vulnerable and wanting to be safe as well, wanting to find yourself in a protected space where you are safe. Now, new jobs are on the horizon. This gate that's swinging open. So this has happened before. This is a repeat of circumstances that you've been in before, maybe in this relationship or even way back, in the past. But that doesn't really matter. What matters is the recognition that you're going to show. I'm looking here at the crystal, very powerful amethyst. It's a lovely, lovely crystal ball, which I'm going to use now to bring some upbeat vibrations your way. I'm sending these your way, straight down the line here, Kelly, straight towards you, so that you can embrace some of that lovely healing energy of the amethyst and some love that is going to be coming into your life that really gives you that sense of being warm and really treated very well. So at the moment, you do have to do that very hard thing, and that's accept that when there's negativity there, there's not a lot you can do about it. You have to see it for what it is, and you will be feeling as though you've got to fend off this relationship and really open a new chapter for yourself, and that's what I see here. Do you have a little girl, Kelly?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Um, I can see her holding your hand and wanting to, it's symbolic, it's holding your hand, wanting to help you, love you, be close to you, and also be protected by you as well. So I feel very close relationship with a little girl here. She's bright as a button, a little bunny rabbit I can see there. So Easter time is going to be important. Maybe this is a time scale for you where you can say, look, I'm going to Easter. I'm going to sort of see how things go until I get there. It's a couple of months away, and then I'm going to be ready. So get yourself ready, because your daughter will be. But she's sticking close by to you. I don't see anything difficult, dangerous, or nasty happening here, but I do feel as though there's huge disappointment. You've been very patient. You've been creating all sorts of opportunities for everything to work. I think you've worked very hard. But that inner shell, that inside of you is just not going to repair that well or that easily. So I feel that you have to turn a corner now, and you do have to look towards making yourself, your family, a better life. And that, I feel, is going to happen almost miraculously. That, as I've said already, there is somebody walking towards you here. I can see this in the crystal, and I can also see you embracing new friends. So there's people coming to greet you, and you wanting to see some very, very special friends. So I think that there's reunions, there's you being very happy and upbeat and particularly pleased with a new role that you're taking on. So there's a new job here. It was there right at the beginning in your cards here, Kelly, and it's something that you will really embrace with all of your energy and all of your capabilities. Later on, later down the line, I see you working for yourself. There's a business here. So you will be employed by you, and it's a successful chance that you will be granted. Money is behind you, so I don't see you failing, but I feel that at the moment you are in this no man's land. You've got to step into a sort of space that is difficult, and you have to embrace it. You have to find that courage and really allow yourself to contemplate the type of happiness that is absolutely possible for you. Let's have a look at another card that you can sort of as something to meditate on, something to think about as you're going forward now with your decisions. So I feel that this is for you. This is the winged disc in the Egyptian cartouche. And this card is one of communication and being able to fly just that little bit higher than anybody else. Remember that. It's as though you're the aeroplane, you're the bird in the sky, you're the one that can fly that little bit higher. And it's what gives you strength and courage when you're feeling a bit down. So here we have it, Kelly. You've got all of the prospects in front of you that are excellent. They're really good. And you've just got to take that leap of faith somehow to embrace it all. Does that make sense to you now, Kelly?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Well,
do you have a question or no?
Go on quickly. We've got our next caller on the line. Yeah, go on.
About the prospects in front of me. I have schooling in front of me. Is there anything that you have that I should be focusing in on school?
Yes, it's the higher learning and focusing on to the opportunities that are there for you. I do feel that it's you embracing your intelligence, your higher self, and taking an opportunity that you should have perhaps taken some years ago. So it's come around again. Is that what you're planning on doing?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I wish you all the best with that. I think you're very successful. And with the ace being there, the Ace of Wands, it's like this new role, this new job, this new vocation. And that's what you will be aiming for. There's a business down the line, though. So you do have something else that's coming in that is going to surprise you. Very successful lady. So don't look back, look forward. And I wish you all the best there, Kelly. Thank you for joining us here on the Psychic Destiny Show. Now, I feel that we have Stacey. Is it Stacey on the line?
Yes.
Hello, Stacey. Hi. You're here. Welcome to my Psychic Destiny Show. It's Eleanor Grace that you're with here this evening. So let me take a little card for you. I'm going to use my Mythic deck. I love these cards. These are really... well, they're Greek, they're sort of Greek mythology, and it goes back to all of those ancient times, which I feel are really, we're all connecting to those energies. Maybe we need it, who knows, but let's see. Okay, well, we've got this one here. This is all about you here, Stacey. You're feeling quite trapped. There is an escape route for you, but you're not quite sure how to take it or which door it is that may be open. So let's investigate further, shall we? Well, here we are. The Empress. You're moving. Yes, that's what you're doing. You're leaping over problems. So there are going to be some dual interpretations here in the cards that you are granted from the tarot here today. So this is saying it's all about movement and new birth and new situations that you need to embrace. And I feel that this will be so very, very powerful for you this year. You need to make it happen. And you need to also be thinking that you don't need anybody else's help, really. You've got everything that you need at your fingertips. Now, there's a battle that's here in the Mythic Tarot, and this is a battle that is showing that you have really tried very, very hard all the way through to be, I think, sort of very positive and, you know, to stand up for yourself and to really be thinking, my goodness me, why am I getting so much negative energy coming towards me? And it's not to do with you. It never would be to do with you. With certain individuals, certain people be feeling a bit sort of down spirited themselves, acting that onto you. So it's nothing to do with your life. And here you've got the Sun card. Couldn't be happier. This is such a brilliant card here for you. And it will show you, Stacey, that you're now about to enter a phase in your life which is very upbeat, very positive, and it's about that movement. Are you planning to move, are you? Is this something that is on your mind at the moment, or have you sort of thought about it, rejected it, and then having to consider it again? Because I've got suitcases, I've got furniture vans, I've got all sorts of images here that tell me that movement has to happen. So what's your story here, Stacey?
I don't know. I mean, I live with a guy. We've been together 4 years.
Okay.
I
Are you
thought we were
moving
gonna-
house? Are you moving house? Is that something that you're planning?
Are we what, honey?
Are you moving house? Are you moving your home? Where you're living? Are you moving from where you're living? Are you relocating to another area?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, that's what I've got for you. It's here in your cards, and you're going to be very happy. There's abundant happiness that's here. June is a very
Okay.
important time for you. That's June this year, 2023. But within the next full 12-month period, there's new beginnings all around you. And I feel that this is an important time. This next 2 years, I think, shows a lot of change for you, Stacey.
Okay.
It's happy. I mean, we're not talking about things breaking down. This, you've got the Sun card here. It's very, very happy. This is all about how you're going to be embracing new opportunities. And I think it's for you and yours. It's all of your family members that are around you. I do see a new birth as well. I want to give you that. There's a baby here that's in your arms, and I feel that this is not necessarily yours, but it will be a celebration of a baby that comes into the family. So I want to give you that as well. Now, in June, there would have been an anniversary. I feel this is somebody who's passed over. There's a lady here, soul in spirit. I've got 3 different ladies who are in spirit who've come straight into my spirit room, which is here, where I'm going to connect to you, Stacey. But I still want to go back to this month of June. Do you recall a reason why this is important for you in your reading? I do want to just go to the month of June. I'm going to give you that because I feel that that's an anniversary of a soul in spirit, somebody who's passed over. And as a medium, I want to connect you to this lady who is giving you lots and lots of love. She's sending lots of love down to you as well here, Stacey. So let's just take a couple of more cards for you in your reading here today. Movement again is being shown here, where I think maybe you're sort of hopping here onto a new project. It could be a hobby that you're looking at, which is expanding now into something very pleasurable. I feel that there's a lot of pleasure around you and sort of movement again, sort of new vehicles. Lots of speed, and I'm seeing energy go past you at a very sort of fast rate of knots. So if you can understand this, maybe watch the video on replay as well, because sometimes people don't connect with the information straight away, and that takes a little bit of absorbing. So just to recap here for you, Stacey, the movement that I can see is about you thinking or planning about moving a home in the next 12 months. June this year being an important turnaround for you. There's a soul in spirit who I feel is the lady who is your mother. I can see a man by your side who also is perhaps very upset, very much grieving for somebody he has lost, and that the two of you are very closely united in that sense of bewilderment, really. But 3 ladies are showing in your family, in your ancestors, in spirit. They're all sending hearts, big ones, great big hearts to you, and lots of love as well. So don't be fearful. That's one of the messages that is here. Don't be fearful about your journey. You know, don't be wondering what it is that you should do. Be more positive and take action. It's also in your cards here. So a lot of success for you. This is about new plans. You can see this in the Greek mythology, the mythic deck, and this is the tarot card for plans going forward and for you being able to make a difference. So Stacey, do you feel as though that's what you have to do, that you want to have a more powerful impact on those people around you? Friends, neighbours, work colleagues, and also your partner as well. And animals seem to be here now. Do you like your animals? Is there a dog that you have, or 2 even? I do feel that there's animals there. Who are they? Who do they belong to? Do you know?
I have a dog and I have cows.
Okay, all right. Well, they're protective, very protective around you. So I've got the dog here that's almost by your side. It's sort of very close, doesn't leave you. And again, this lovely card that is yours here as we're coming towards the end of your mini reading here. Remember, these are free messages from Spirit on A1R Psychic Radio. And this is all about reunions and love as you're coming up to Valentine's. It is you being released from literally the chains that bind you, that make you feel as though you haven't really got an option or you haven't really got a choice, that you're in drudging and you're in this life and there's nothing else for it but to stay just on that same track. And yet you don't have to. You can take the initiative here, Stacey. You can reach for the stars. You can have the strength and the courage to do that, and lots of love being sent. Now, remember, this lady in Spirit, I feel as though it's your mum. The other lady, I feel, is a grandmother. And I feel there's a mum for your partner as well. The maternal line, they're all there, but it's your partner, you, and those souls in Spirit that are coming forward to bring you a new start. It's that happiness that is bringing you that new start. Stacey, I'm going to give you Anne, the name of Anne. That's just come in. I'm hoping that this is somebody who is going to be beneficial and will meet you on your future path. And the journey is bright and it's strong. So thank you to you, Stacey, and also to Kelly for coming through on my show today. And I've been Eleanor Grace, and you can come through to me on my website, which is gracedestiny.com. You can book a reading and pay in dollars, even though I'm in London. So I'm going to see you all next week at the same time, and have a great week. Bye-bye for now.
A1R Psychic Radio is pleased to announce that John Capello has joined us. John Capello and the Psychic Side, live from johncapello.com.
Hi, I am psychic medium John Capello, and I want to ask you to join me every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central Time, for my show, The Psychic Side. It is an informative show about developing your personal psychic abilities. I hope you will tune in here on the Ask One Radio, Psychic Radio Network, and Moonstruck TV.
Amazingly accurate, clear answers to any question. You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Urban Monk with the Urban Monk UK.
Urban Monk UK.
Search Long Road to Richmond on Facebook.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Urban Monk
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Monk Towers, the Urban Monk Show live on A1R Radio and Moonstruck TV. Hope you're all doing well and keeping warm if you're in where I am, or keeping cool if you're in a nice warm part of the world. So tonight, I want to just revisit something I spoke about on an earlier show, which is fear. What is fear and what the issue is with regard to attachment. Attachment is one of those things that is the biggest cause of fear. So we'll look at fear and what it is, apart from an emotion. So we've all heard the sayings, the acronyms fear, false evidence appearing real. But you can twist that on its face or on its head, and you can say face everything and rise. So there's two ways of looking at fear. If we think about what fear is as an emotion, it's really from back in prehistoric cavemen's days when it was a fight or flight syndrome. You know, we were likely to be, when we weren't top of the food chain, if you like, we were likely to be eaten by a predator. And so the body kicked into fear to give you that extra burst of adrenaline or chemicals in the body so you could make a hasty retreat or fight if you needed to. So it was the fight or flight syndrome. And most countries today and most civilized parts of the world, if you like, we don't run the risk of being eaten by a predator or murdered in our sleep. So it's things that occur in everyday life that create that fear, fight or flight syndrome, and the chemicals that are released, which, as we know, alter the vibrational level of the body and go on to cause illness and other issues, if you like. So realistically, fight or flight syndrome for us as humans today is really unnecessary. And so other things in life, attackers, if you like, the problems at work, the deadline that we have to meet, the fear of losing our house, and on a topical subject, the fear of putting on the heating. There's a worldwide cost of living crisis. You know, in the UK, it's no different. And so people I speak to on a daily basis are afraid to put on the heating. They need to make a choice. Do I eat or heat? Well, realistically, the only thing that we can worry about is right now. And so if we let the fear of the utility companies cutting us off, then that's going to cause more problems than it is just facing the reality day by day. A close friend of mine, a client, but a close friend, was sat, head in his hands, don't know what I'm going to do, I don't know I'm going to pay my bill, I don't know what I'm going to do. And really, all I could do was say to him, just deal with it, you know, just deal with it today. Give the utility company a call. Yeah, but they won't do this and they won't do that. Have you rang them? No, I haven't. Well, give them a ring and see what will happen. And again, he did. He listened to what I'd got to say. He gave them a call and managed to reduce his utility bills by nearly 50% in the short term, but until he can get over this kind of issue, which gives him more money for, you know, presents for Christmas and for the holiday season. And so he left that phone call feeling elated and happy, where before he'd been beside himself. So it's that kind of worry about things that are to come, or we imagine they are to come, which, as I've spoke about before, I call catastrophizing. We think about an issue that might be bad, really bad. And so we kind of act in a way to try and prevent that from happening, but we do it through worry or through fear, instead of just being present, being in the moment and dealing with it here and now if we can. If we can't, we accept the worst that can happen and we do everything we can in the present moment to stop that from happening. We don't behave in a way that we think is going to stop it from happening, bury our head in the sand. We don't run away from it. We speak to people, we are present, and we trust the universe will provide. So it's like the attachment. If he wasn't worried about the utility bills, why would he be that concerned about losing, having his power cut off? Ultimately, that will lead to being in debt. Ultimately, that will lead to him losing his house. So the attachment to his house is the thing that causes him to catastrophize and worry. But today, he makes the phone call. He doesn't lose his utility. He doesn't lose his house. And so everything was okay by not being attached, by considering, and it's going to sound quite severe and bizarre, by considering the fact that he may lose his house. If he can accept that that's the worst possible outcome, nobody died, he's not going to go to prison, he can pick himself up and start again. It's the thought or the fear of starting again that make people start to panic. It's the attachment to the house that makes him worry. Worrying about losing that makes him start to panic. The fight or flight situation kicks in, the adrenaline starts to flow, the chemicals start to flow. We find that we don't need to run away from a marauding saber-toothed tiger. And so all it does is alter the vibrational energy or level of the body. And that, as I've said before, as we now know, creates illness. But if we face everything and rise, we face the possibility that he might lose the house. We accept the possibility that he might lose the house, and we rise to the occasion, if you like. We rise to the challenge of dealing with it by being present, by allowing everything to happen. Do nothing, remember, and nothing remains undone. It's one of those weird sayings. It's almost like a double negative. So if you do nothing, nothing remains undone. Therefore, everything takes place as it should. Attachment is the same in personal relationships. We have a fear of losing a loved one, and we panic about that. We catastrophize about that. We make sure that everything's okay. The roads are icy, so we take extra care to make sure the person leaving the house is ultra safe. Ring me when you get to work, because I'll worry that a situation has arisen. Well, the person walking to work or driving to work probably isn't concerned, because they're capable of walking in the ice, they're capable of driving in the ice. So the person that said, ring me when you get to work, is the one with that anxiety and that issue, rather than, it sounds horrible and hard, if something did happen, dealing with it then, dealing with it exactly as it happened by being present and in the now. So attachment, again, to relationships, you've got a partner and you love that person. So it's the attachment to that person that makes you fear losing them. So you kind of change your personality. You become what you think they want you to be in order to keep them. It's more important that you think about yourself. Be who you are, be true to who you are, and don't catastrophize. If something happens within that relationship, accept the worst that can possibly happen. You may have to start again. We start again. Nobody died. Nobody went to prison. Nobody held a gun to your head. And so it sounds quite callous and cold, but you are the most important thing in your life. Your vibrational energy is the most important thing in your life. And if we exude gratitude and love and appreciation, what I've said before, we vibrate at those levels, guess what the universe gives you? So instead of catastrophizing and panicking and being attached to that person, making them feel cloyed or restrained or accusing you of being controlling, it comes from a genuine place. You try to make sure that everything's okay and you care for that person. But if they turn around and say, why are you controlling? Why do you tell me to do this? Why do you want me to ring you every time I get to work just to make sure I'm safe? That comes from a place of love from yourself. But how is that interpreted by the other person? It's that attachment. It's that fear of loss. It's that fear of losing that person within that relationship. Can you start again? Do you want to start again? Is it really worth changing yourself to please that other person? Because then you stop being who you really are. If you are who you really are, and that other person really does love you, they will accept you for that. If not, there's many times, many relationships that I know of where people have changed who they are to try and please the other person or appease the other person, and in the end it's ended up not working. You know, the relationship ends because that person resents the other for making them behave in a certain way, and yet they chose to behave that way out of fear of loss, out of that attachment. It's the same in all walks of life. The new car, do I need the new car? Do I really need the latest iPhone? That's an attachment. It's a fear of not being up with the kids, trendy, having the latest gadget. We all spend time putting ourselves out there to get things instead of thinking about our own personal mind space, our energy, our mindfulness, our silence, our presence, our gratitude. Just be today. Just be in the moment. Just be conscious of that. Acknowledge, as I've said many, many, many times, acknowledge the thoughts. What if he does walk to work and fall over? What if she does bump the car? Take those thoughts, acknowledge them, but let them go. Don't identify with them. Don't catastrophize. Don't be attached. It's nice to love something. It's nice to love someone, but love starts inside. Love starts in yourself. And I was told many, many years ago, and I couldn't really kind of get my head around that. If you love yourself, brackets, arrogance, close brackets, if you love yourself more than anything else, then you have untold amounts of love to give to other people. You have to be confident in yourself. You have to love yourself first before you can love someone else. It's about attachment. It's about the fear of loss. False evidence appearing real. Let's change that, people. Let's change it, make it face everything and rise. And with that, I'll bid you fond farewell. Wrap up tight if you're nice and cold like I am. And, well, I won't say about taking your clothes off because producer Dave might have something to say, but stay safe if it's warm and hot. Wrap up if it's cold, and have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for viewing. Take care.
Psychic Radio is pleased to announce that John Capello has joined us. John Capello and the Psychic Side, live from johncapello.com.
Hi, I'm psychic medium John Capello, and I want to invite you to go to my website at johncapello.com and learn more about my work. My career has spanned over 30 years, and I've had the privilege to share my psychic and mediumship abilities with thousands. I hope to hear from you soon.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Susanna Medium with Susanna Hershaw. Live from SusannaMedium.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Susanna Medium
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
So my lovely friends, thanks very much for joining me. We are live here on the Ask One Radio Network, A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I am your show host for this one particular segment of shows here. And I am Susanna Medium, and then lo and behold, this show is called Susanna Medium, if this is the first time you are joining me. And I tell you what, I was counting, this is episode 88, the beautiful, beautiful angelic energy. And then today is a leap, not today is a leap year, but then we are leaping, most certainly leaping into a new year, if we are counting that way. But anyway, it's the end of February, and every 4 years we are experiencing these wonderful days. So my goodness, everything is coming together today. So here we go. I hope you are all very well. And I tell you, today I'm going to talk to you about something which is very, very close to my heart. But before I start, I just like to send love and blessings to all of you, all of us, even with my voice, yes. You are experiencing challenging times wherever you are or wherever you are really on the earth, whether it is too hot, too cold, or you need the rain, or you are running low on rain, or lots of waters are appearing, or various things happening, or the wind is happening, wind is doing various things. But so from this place, I'm sending love and blessings, and knowing that well, when we are talking from spiritual realms, that we need to know that spiritual energy is always around us. So it's prayer, and trust that the energies are going to shifting and changing. So here we go. As I started talking to you about what is really important to me, and very, very close to my heart. And just one more thing, because I'd like to talk about one aspect of mediumship here today, which is very close to my heart. So just a little nudge ahead if you are experiencing really challenging times. Maybe you lost somebody, or maybe somebody is very, very close to you, but then closing to that moment, getting close to the moment of departing and finding their next journey. So just mindfully listen to this conversation. I'm talking about where is everybody? Where are those people who have passed over, and then how we can experience their energies, or what is happening with that energy. So I tell you what, a little story. I like my little stories. I really need to go back to quite a few years here. I remember I'm not even 21, and my mother dies on one afternoon, one evening. And I remember after that point, I wasn't really feeling or thinking about God, most certainly surrounded by some Catholic peoples in our family, and knowing certain traditions. And after that point, well, I'm saying this because after that point, I was really questioning God. I was really thinking or asking, I was really pondering about that. Where is God, or what is God? If that can happen to somebody, if God is taking away somebody I really love, my own mother, where is God? That's not a God who's doing this. So I was really thinking and feeling that way. And then, when I remember that time I was a student training to be a teacher, beginning of the 1990s, and big permed hair and really going with the energy and feeling the music and everything what I was studying, and then suddenly this happened and really took a sharp corner, sharp edge to my life for a whole year actually. But anyway, while I'm saying this, because the question arose, where is everybody and what is happening, and where is that God, or what is a God, or God is taking people away, and so where is everybody after that, or is so all these various questions. And then while I'm saying this, because you might be going through this type of conversation right now, asking a lot of questions. But I tell you what, going forward again, many years, I'm sitting in this hall at the College of Psychic Studies in London, where I'm witnessing and watching a medium working. And I remember during that time, during a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, I tried to watch as many mediums working because I was curious how they are working. And at the same time, while I was sitting in the audience, and also spiritualist churches here in the UK, I was receiving messages. And I remember, when we are going through very difficult times, very tough times, and then we are feeling that, we don't have anybody around us, friends or families who would really understand us, or they could give us the support what we need. And we are really continuing asking the questions, searching, and because we want to have that moment of peace and love. And even if it lasts for a couple of minutes or a couple of hours, a couple of days, that we are really looking forward to that moment, that actually it is there, that reassurance, that love is there. And I remember during those times, during those few years, 2 years, 3 years, when I was really watching as many mediums working in circles, on platform, all various places, that I kept getting the message, that from my parents in spirit consciousness, from my mother who passed when I wasn't even 21, and also my father who passed a few years later. But here we go. I've got quite a lot of messages, and it really made me think that, yes, when we are experiencing big challenging situations, challenges in our lives, they are so very close. They are always very close. But then when we are really in that tough space, a very difficult, challenging space, they are really even closer. So if you are, like me, able to work with the energies, I am blessed, because now it's very natural to have conversation with them, because I recognize their energy, so I know who is who and what is what and what they are saying. So it is very playful, it is very direct, it is very natural in my household. But at that time, it was not. And then you might experience that, actually, yes, I wish I had that ability, but I'm still in that difficult situation, what I am experiencing. So what can I do? And then you might have the option of talking to a medium, getting somebody who is working with your loved ones and their energies, so that you get those reassuring conversations. So that is an opportunity for you. But then what I'm really saying here is that when we are going through difficult times, our loved ones are most certainly very close to us. And you might feel that, yes, I don't have the mediumistic ability, but you are still in a position to work with their energies and welcome them and invite them and remember their energies and bringing them, asking them to come closer. Because even if you are not getting the direct conversation how I would get, or any other medium, spiritual medium, evidential medium, or trance medium, but you still have the ability to remember. So what you can do, you can get a photo of them. You can have an object what belonged to them close by. You can have that moment when you sit down and you start talking to them. You don't have to close your eyes. You just sit and then you talk to them. And from your heart, you tell them your sorrow. You tell them what is happening with you. You tell them that you are asking for guidance. You tell them that you need love. You tell them that you are in a difficult situation. And then you are asking them for guidance and reassurance. And then you might feel that as you sit in that very quiet space within your own circle, you create your own circle, because that is what you are able to do, even if you are sensing it or not, but then you are creating your own circle of love between you and then the ones who passed over, or between you and another family member and then one who passed over. You can create your own circle, because that is there, whether you feel it, sense it or not. But then really finding those moments, because even if you are not receiving a direct message in that sense, so but then you see there are so many things here to consider, but then that love and that energy is very much around, because what could happen quite easily, that in your dream you are having a sensation and you are getting an answer, you are getting some clarity. Maybe in the morning you wake up and you really felt that love from that person who passed over, because they showed their energy, their frequency. They hugged you, they held you in the space, what you needed to experience. And maybe you are waking up and you are feeling that love. You feel it in your heart, and then you know it. How do you know it? Because you know that it's not the love of the person who is maybe next to you, like a real person, living person, but then when we remember, we got a sensation of how that person made us feel, that sensation, which we forget because it's there when we are sensing it, and then it's gone next moment. And let alone when we have a few years after someone's passing and we are feeling their energy. But what is really important, that there is that sensation, there is that moment when we are able to feel their energies, and then we know it belongs to them, because they don't belong, that sensation does not belong to anybody else. So my invitation to you is really, when you are experiencing big situations in your life, and then suddenly you don't know what to do with that, and maybe you don't have a medium to book, or you don't have or find a spiritualist church or a meeting or a circle or something like that, you may sit quietly, have a photo of the person, start talking to them, not just in your mind thinking, but talking to them from your heart, because it's a frequency. You are raising the frequency. You are alive in the very moment. And when we are alive in the very moment, that is when they are with us all the time. And I can assure you, they are all of us. All of them are all of us, very much around us and helping us and guiding us. So a lot to talk about, but what I really wanted to talk about today is the love is always there. The love never goes anywhere. The love never dies. And it is us who, opening our heart center, bringing ourselves forward from that space, speaking from that space, being from that space, and sending out prayers, sending out gratitude. And this is how we can get closer to that realm. So, beautiful, beautiful energies. So sit with that circle within yourself. And I'll tell you what, sending you lots of love, and see you next time. Thanks. Bye.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Psychic Side with John Capello. John Capello. Live from JohnCapello.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Psychic Side
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, welcome to the Psychic Side. I'm John Capello, and thank you for joining us here on the A1R Psychic Radio Network and Moonstruck TV. We're Earth's #1 psychic radio network. So all those other extraterrestrials, they just have to just wait. So to get their turn. Today, we are pleased to be able to have our first guest on our program. And I'd like to welcome Joy Koff from Miracles of Joy. They're our sponsor for this month. And Joy has a wonderful store. And I'd like for Joy to kind of introduce herself and then tell us a little bit about her store and about the things that she does there. So welcome, Joy, and please let us know a little more about you.
I've been running a metaphysical store now for 17 years. I've come out of corporate America. I was a vice president of strategic initiatives and quality assurance for Citi, and decided to leave that job about 17 years ago and opened up my metaphysical store. So Miracles of Joy is located in the Dallas area. We're north of Dallas in Lewisville, Texas. And we have a wide range of products. So we also have cool people that come in and work out of a store like John, along with a bunch of other people all over the United States that actually come in and work out of the store.
Well, that's great. That's great. Well, you know, we've known each other a long, long time, and it's been fun to go to your store, and I'll be there actually next month. I'll be there. We go way, way back. But you have started your online business as well. I mean, you can't do anything nowadays without having an online presence. And I know you have a good one. And that's the one that we advertise here on our program, because this is a universal program. And this way they can order from Mars or Jupiter, or wherever. And they can get your products wherever they want. So can you tell us a little bit about your online store?
Sure. So we decided, I guess, with COVID and everything that happened, we decided to take our world that happens to be in the storefront and move it online. We also have our storefront, but we also have everything that we have in our store is online, is on our website. And you can purchase anything from tumbled stones, statuary, crystals, herbs, baths, anything to clear, I'm going to say Palo Santo, sage, candles, everything that we have in our storefront, we actually have online. And that website is miraclesofjoy.net. That's miraclesofjoy.net.
Well, very good. And you gave us a promo code to use for 25% off, and it's PS-0223. Now, Joy, you are also a Reiki master, and you teach some other things about galactic healing, and now you're also appearing on a magic with a magic school you're teaching.
University Magicus is the name of it, and it is an online school that's international. And I have actually offered 8 workshops out there as well. They have great teachers from all over the world that teach on actually teach on a monthly basis.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I know we have a good friend, Patty Negri,